Yeah. That's as Pat McAfee says, that's football, baby. That's football, right? We're mad or we're not. We're mad or happy. That's one of the two. But yeah, in terms of, kind of going back to that though, it's just one of those things, man, that when it works, we love it. When it don't, we hate it. I hate to keep saying the same thing over and over, but it is funny how that's how we fan. I'm as guilty as anyone. I really am. I would have liked to see him try to press into the run a little bit more, but also Josh Jacobs being banged up. It's like, what do? You can see him. Am I wrong there too? Like, it seemed like every time he came off the field and he needed a blow, it was like, boy, he does not look healthy right now.
No, he was dinged up, Tim. And on that first one to Wiley, where Troy Polamalu lookalike blew up Wiley, and it just slammed into Josh's knee. I thought he was done for the game right there. Honestly, dude came back in. He's a grinder, but yeah, that's tough, man. Dude, putting his body through it. Matt was even talking. I muted it for a second. Matt was talking about it on the presser. Looking back on it, maybe you do want to get it back to Josh after making that catch, breaking that long run. Maybe you want to get it to him a couple more times. But again, hindsight's 20/20.
Yep, for sure. iRock coming in hot. Thank you, John, for the super chat. iRock says NFL's rigged. There you go. So now we know why Jacob is always complimented iRock's hair, because iRock is Jacob's burner. Now we know it all comes full circle. Right? So, but we appreciate you, iRock. Good to see you in here, buddy. Just cutting up there. So, just trying to look through the chat, make sure we didn't miss anything. I think
there's that word, Clay. Reverberate. See, I had it.
Yeah, I was trying. I've almost had it. I was nowhere near it. No chance. No way. On the defensive side of the ball here, let's just take a quick look. Quay Walker led the way with 9 total tackles, 3 solo, 1 tackle for a loss. So, man, he racks up the tackles. There's no doubt about it. I just I don't know, man. It feels like the contract they offered him is probably less than what he thinks he could get on the market. And my guess is he'll make it to the offseason and try to get a better offer. If he gets one, great. If not, maybe the Packers end up lowering their offer already since he didn't take it on the spot. I think there's a decent chance Quay isn't here next year, just based off of what the market is for him. Because I think there are teams that would look at Quay and think, man, he's a physical freak. We can take those tools and make something way better than maybe even what the Packers have made out of it. But Xavier McKinney, 8 total tackles, 7 solo. Great game for him, in my opinion. Again, you'd like to see him come away with one of those picks. But that play he made from center field, man, there ain't nobody could track a ball like that, dude. I don't know. The one that he undercut, though, if he picks that pass off, we probably win this ball game. I think the momentum was totally different. Was that in the third quarter, guys? Am I thinking right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that would really kind of keep the momentum in the Packers' favor.
Sort of baited him a little bit, got underneath it. And
he really did bait him, yeah, no doubt. Adrian Cooper, 7 solo tackles, 2 for a loss. I thought he had a pretty good game, in my opinion. Keyshawn, let's talk Keyshawn for a second. Again, we haven't watched the tape yet, but I felt like Key got cooked. Do y'all agree with that take, or is it too early to say that? Because it's just on the surface, that's what it felt like. He had a bad game.
It didn't feel like there was a DB that didn't get cooked at least once in this game.
That's fair.
Shout out to Nate Hobbs, who's injured again. Hopefully that wasn't serious, but you can add him to the list. But yeah, we saw Hobbs cooked on one, or maybe just a busted assignment. I think he got too deep on one of the coverages. But yeah, CV got cooked a couple times, and Keyshawn got cooked a couple times, and I'm sure those guys would all own up to that. I don't think they're going to try and defend the way that they played today. I thought Valentine still showed some flashes, though. I mean, he was that close on a couple of plays, timing it up. We talked about the missed opportunities with the picks, but yeah, man, our DBs did not look their best today. Probably one of the worst performances from our secondary today.
Yeah. All right. So there you go. There was a couple other notes I had here just in our text thread. The Wicks drop that got tipped to be a pick. I said it in the text thread. I said, bad pass, bad hands, and a great defensive play, right? Like, it's all 3 are true on that play, in my opinion. Jordan could have threw a better ball. Wicks had his hands on it, should have caught the ball, and the defender, to be able to just adjust to that quickly, you got to tip your cap there as well. So anything you guys want to add to that, to the Wicks? Because that's the other thing we're not talking about. On that final drive, it looked really ugly. Like, what the hell happened to this offense? Yeah, Jaden Reed go out on that final drive too, right?
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully he's okay.
Reed went out, but he got hit again on that release to Wicks, a little bit behind him, like you said. Wicks hit his hands. He knows that he probably should have had that one, and just a tip drill where they caught one. We had a tip drill too, where it hit off LVN's helmet, and we should have had one right there earlier, and it's just didn't get the ball to bounce our way a couple times. That's pretty much it. Game of inches, man. Came down to it.
And just kind of going through some of this, I think we hit all the super chats. We're good, right? Okay, we're caught up. Just going through some of the beat writers and everybody that cover the Packers. Before we do, if everybody would take a quick second, smash that like button for us. We greatly appreciate y'all hanging out with us for the post-game show. Also, if you're on Twitter and you want to join the chat on YouTube, just click on my profile. You'll see a YouTube link. Hop in here, sub to the channel, and you can see all of the conversation that's taking place on YouTube that you may not see. We can't put it on the screen in case somebody says something inappropriate, obviously. You never know about these knuckleheads. So if you want to jump into the chat and join the conversation, feel free to do so. So Wes Hikowitz said, tweeted out, Rashawn Gary said he spoke to Micah Parsons after the game. Quote, Gary says, I told him to keep his head up and we're going to finish strong for him. That's what I told him. I'm going to keep in contact with him throughout what he's doing. That was my first message to him. It hurt. So Gary already kind of, trying to console Micah. And I love that he said we're going to finish strong for him. I'd love to see Bang Gary just play outside of his mind for the remainder of the season. Kind of do it for one there. Yeah. Zach Cruz also tweeted out, actually, I probably shouldn't read that. I was thinking that was injury related. So, anyway, what do y'all think about how Rashawn Gary responded to that?
We know Rashawn's a leader in that locker room, period. I've witnessed it with my own eyes. I think it's a good thing we have players like that. I think, like I said, Kingsley Enagbare, another guy, if we can get him to just, keep it all in perspective and not fly off the handle too much, because that's an intense dude. But I think, guys like Rashawn are going to step up, and they are going to give us every opportunity to win, these next 3 ball games and, hopefully go into the playoffs strong. It's not always, it doesn't come down to just one game. The whole season's not going to be determined by this loss. The loss on our record certainly didn't destroy our playoff chances. I mean, yeah, we're down to 7 again, but you see how people jockey for position week to week. You can move up and down the list very quickly. Bottom line, you got to win, I would think, at least 2 out of these next 3, right? And you want to try and finish strong. And Bang Gary is not going to put up with anybody not giving effort, and you're going to get full bore, full throttle Rashawn Gary out there the rest of the year. So buckle up, man. It's not over until it's over.
Yeah, great point. That Zach Cruz tweet I can read. I try to be as professional as possible, and I was like, oh no, I don't want to spill his personal. Maybe he's arguing on Twitter, but this is what he said. I try to be as professional as possible doing this, but I'm not sure I've ever been as shell-shocked watching a game as I was today. Just devastating. Feel sick for the players, coaches, fans, everyone involved. It's a cruel game we care so much about. I think that's very well said. Very well said. Tip your cap to Zach Cruz, man. That's I'm gonna give that in a retweet there. That is a great post, man. So better news, says Tom Silverstein. Better news for the Packers. Right tackle Zach Tom said there didn't appear to be any structural damage in his injured right knee. Safety Evan Williams said he'd have tests on his knee. He said it didn't feel as badly as when he missed 4 games in college. So that I think we can consider both of those, at least early on, good news. Zach Tom, nothing structural, and Evan Williams seems to think, just going off of his very vague statement there, you would think it would be less than 4 games that he's going to miss. And I know that's very, very vague, but I think that's good news, right? Both of those guys.
Hey, I'll take whatever we can get at this point, right? When we made that run in 2010, right? Starks came in just for Grant, right? So you get a couple of those where you lean on some no names, but it's not like we we don't cover them here. So I think that the defense can still sort of make it back. But again, I think Hafley's going to have to sort of switch up his approach, and teams aren't going to be prepping for Micah. If that's the case, whatever happens with him, it's going to be a completely different defensive scheme. He's going to sort of need to fall back on what he did last year on how teams would sort of approach this defense. We need to, see if we need to give help to the corners. How are we going to scheme up those blitzes? Is it going to be more on Coop and Quay? Whatnot, how we're going to get there. But just a tough game for the D there.
Yeah, definitely. Anything else there, Tim? You want to add to that, buddy?
No, I think that covers it.
All right. Good deal. So let's shift gears now, and let's talk about what happened today across the National Football League and kind of give everybody an idea on the playoff. We'll keep an eye on the Super Chats as one just rolled in. King Tron, thank you, buddy. Has there been a worse injury day in Packers history? A worse injury day?
Like single game, guys dropping like left and right. Yeah.
I can't think of one. Can you, Tim?
Not in recent memory, no.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, like you just mentioned, Emilio, you know, that 2010 team was banged the hell up going into the playoffs as well.
Yeah.
And found a way to get it done. So that's why I say it ain't over until it's over. But yeah, in last 10, 15, 20 years, I can't remember anything this bad in so many key players too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're talking about valuable pieces to this team. It's just a tough day. Still holding out hope for Scoot, though. Maybe it's not super serious. We'll see more once we find out this week.
Mm-hmm. Emilio, anything? You good, bud? All right.
No.
All right, cool. Thank you for that super chat, Tron. We appreciate you, buddy. We'll keep an eye out for those. Let's go to the playoff picture real quick. As the games have pretty much been decided there in the 4 o'clock window, everything's refreshed. So here is how the current playoff picture looks in the
playoffs. Don't talk about it. Playoffs? You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game. Another game.
I'm so glad you let the whole thing play, man. I needed that in my life right there. So, all right. So you were just defeated by the number 1 seed in the AFC, the Denver Broncos. They're sitting at 12-2. The number 2 seed is now the New England Patriots at 11-3. The 3 seed is the Jacksonville Jaguars at 10-4. Number 4 seed is your Aaron Rodgers-led Pittsburgh Steelers at 7-6. They play Monday Night Football tomorrow. That'll be a fun one to watch. 5 seed is the LA Chargers. 6 seed is the Buffalo Bills. 7 seed is the Houston Texans. Don't look now. Houston's defense may have just snuck into the playoffs, gents. So that's how the AFC looks. Let me hit the super chat real quick as they come in. Sorry to cover your face up, Tim. But this is
Randy.
What is it?
That's Randy Cleavers, right?
Randy Cleavers. All right, got it. So the names keep changing on YouTube. Thank you so much for the generous super chat there, Randy. We appreciate you. So I still have faith in this team. Go Pack. I love it. I love it.
I'm right behind you, Randy. Literally, right behind you.
That's a lot of.
I'm with you, brother.
Tim, that broke me up, dude.
I need it, man. And you know what? Matt LaFleur had a quote just a second ago, and Matt Steinman had put it out. It says, "Quote: Why are we doing this if it doesn't hurt?" I love that. Like, seriously, man, anything worth having, there's going to be struggles, right? And Randy says he still believes in the team. You know what? By God, Randy, if you believe, I believe, buddy. I believe, too. We're going to come back next week, try to beat them Bears. That's what we're going to do, all right? So
he is a G.
Sound like we got a little bit of update here. I didn't realize we had. We got DJ Schultz in the house. Love that picture right there, by the way. It's my guy right there. It's my guy, Trucker John. All right, considering Watson was taken to the hospital with chest injuries, is it possible a collapse or punctured lung?
Broken rib.
Man. I don't know. Let me drop this down. I can't handle not seeing Tim there. So, yeah, I don't know, DJ. That kind of the way he hit, right? It wasn't so much his shoulder. It was almost like the elbow. Am I wrong here? Like the elbow was tucked in toward the rib, so maybe it was a rib. So that would make sense. Now, if he broke the rib,
time Randall Cobb got popped and he was wearing the mic pack, remember? And he cracked a rib and was spitting up blood. And yeah, it was nasty, some nasty stuff depending on how you land, you know. But I'm with you, Clay. I don't know if that's full on shoulder or something, you know, below, like armpit area, you know, on the side, cracked a rib or something.
Yeah. Can't say that kid doesn't put it out all on the line for this team.
Oh, absolutely, man.
That's right.
Absolutely. Love Christian Watson. Love it. And we know if there's any chance for him to come back sooner rather than later, that dude will be back.
Yep. Give me the extra padding, strap it up, give me an extra cushion or two right there, tighten up the shoulder pads, let's go.
Yeah, that's a great point, DJ. It could be the case, man. We'll have to wait and probably see tomorrow or Tuesday, I would imagine. Super chat from King Tron. Appreciate you, buddy. Matt LaFleur looked to maybe have tears at the podium. Yeah, because he knows, man, these guys have been putting it all on the line for him, man, you know? And to see this many of the guys who've been out there playing their ass off, and in some cases, I'm trying to think of any of those injuries that didn't have a contract. That's the part that breaks my heart, right? It's like today, Zach Tom's good to go. Christian Watson got a little mini deal there. It's not like he's hurting, right? Evan Williams sounds like he's going to be okay, so you're not so concerned there. Same thing with Jaden Reed, I would imagine. So that's a positive lining, right? I cannot stand it when it's the last year of a contract, guy gets banged up. And there's some fans that go, well, he's not coming back next year. Move on. You need to stay on the field. I'm like, damn, boys, that's a tough look. Like, how are we going to go that route? So I can understand why Matt would be emotional there. I think this team loves Matt, man. I think they play for Matt. I think that's something that a portion of the fan base just goes la, 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 and pretends like it's not a thing. He always goes to bat for his dudes. He always takes the heat, and he never throws anybody under the bus. So I bet he is heartbroken. But, man, next man up. Let's get out there next week, and let's go out there and try to kick some ass, So, Tron, appreciate the super chat, buddy. You're the man. All right, so back to the playoff picture. Let's get into the NFC now, okay? Here's what we got. The number 1 seed is your LA Rams. It looked like they were going to lose to the Lions at one point, and it looked like the Colts were going to beat the Seahawks. Both of those went our way. Been a great day for the Packers. However, they both went the opposite direction. Obviously, the Colts ended up losing to the Seahawks, and the Rams ended up coming back and beating the Lions. At one point, you consider it a comeback. So the LA Rams are the number 1 seed. The number 2 seed are the Chicago Bears at 10-4. Keep in mind, the Rams are just 11-3. So they're still within striking distance for the Packers, the Bears as well. But essentially what you got here, guys, are 4 teams that are towards the top, right? You got the LA Rams at 11-3. You got the Seahawks at 11-3, which ironically are the 5th seed. That's wild to think about, right? You got the Chicago Bears at 10-4 and your Green Bay Packers at 9-4-1. Those are the ones that are kind of towards the top, even though the Packers don't look like it being the 7th seed. So the Bears are the 2 seed at 10-4. The Eagles are the 3 seed at 9-5. You got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at 7-7. Boy, it'd be nice to be in that South right now, wouldn't it, boys? Just kind of hanging out down there. They're the 4 seed at 7-7. Like we said, the Seahawks are a 5 seed at 11-3. The San Francisco 49ers are the 6 seed at 10-4. And then, of course, our Green Bay Packers are the 7th seed at 9-4-1. Pretty much everything that could have went wrong today for the Packers. And we're still the 7th seed. We talked about that scenario last week. Obviously, it played out kind of in the middle for us. This week, it played out worst-case scenario. So now, let's say the Dallas Cowboys are up right now 7-0. Let's say they get this win tonight, guys, over the Vikings. Shout out to SA, by the way. And then let's say the Steelers take care of business for whatever, don't really matter. Now, let's fast forward to week 16. Here is the slate. Before we start picking some of these games and kind of looking at what could the scenario be next week for the Packers, I want to get everybody's take on how this sits right now. We'll start with you, Emilio. Let's specifically look at the NFC here. How do you see this currently sitting here, man? Obviously, the Rams 1, Bears 2, Eagles 3, Bucks 4, Seahawks 5, 49ers 6, and your Packers in the 7th seed.
Yeah, I almost think it might kind of stay right there, and maybe we flip with the Bears, take the 10-4, they go to 10-5. But right now it's not horrible where we're lined up. At least you just need a shot at the dance. Honestly, I really at this point I'm not super worried about getting that first round bye and all that. I feel like sometimes you get hung up a little bit on having that first round bye. So I think that, I would honestly be fine with them playing. Just keep going week after week after week and just go with it. At this point, it's not like you're worried about injuries. Hey, see, that's my other thing. Like, all right, we've already been, devastated with this game with injuries and stuff like that. At this point, who cares if you get another injury? You know what I mean? At this point, what even matters at this point? Let's just go all out full tilt. Who cares who you lose? Whoever's there, man, we're just fighting for every W at this point.
I think it's a good point. Tim, anything you want to talk about here before we dive into next week's slate of games and kind of talk about what's on the line here, man?
Yeah, just going off of Emilio's point. I mean, it's all going to come down to this game at Soldier Field, right? You beat the Bears, handle your business, and then, like I said, you got to beat Minnesota or Baltimore. I feel like we got to go at least 2 out of 3. Winning out would be great right now, but that might be a little overly optimistic given the current circumstances. But I firmly believe that Emilio's right. We've seen this team get home field in the first round bye and come out and crap down their leg and be one and done in the playoffs. So maybe back against the wall is the way to go. Maybe you are a 6 or 7 seed. Maybe you're playing on the road. It's going to be an uphill battle the rest of the year, period, with just the injuries that we've had. So I'm with Emilio, man. Just throw caution to the wind. I'm not saying be reckless, but don't go out there playing not to get hurt. Go out there playing to try and win. And that's the beauty of this league. It's win or go home once it's playoff football. And, there is no tomorrow if you don't win. So all you got to do is find a way to go 1-0 every single week. And I still have a lot of faith in this team that they can find a way to do it. You know, like you're saying, there's going to need to be some adjustments made. Really, even the way Matt's going to call this offense, based on the personnel we have available on that line, and then the receivers that we have available, and how well this knee is going to hold up for Josh Jacobs down the stretch. You know, bottom line, we're going to have him on a load management watch, and so you got to do whatever you got to do to win ball games here. That's really, I don't want to oversimplify it, but just win, baby, right? That's all you got to do.
Absolutely. Casey Oldham in the chat. Let's go to the chat here. Hang out for a second. Golden is him, though. That dude, get that dude going. Best hands guy by far, man. Anytime he comes into the frame, Emilio, and the ball's thrown to zero, I do not worry about him catching the football, man.
No.
He's got great hands. And I didn't really feel like that coming out of college. Like, I didn't think he had bad hands, but the thing that jumped out to me on the tape, it wasn't necessarily like, wow, that dude's hands is unbelievable. He had strong hands. He was very twitchy in his route running, in my opinion. But, man, I agree with what Casey says here, dude. He's got probably the best hands on the team.
Dude's like Marvin Harry out there. We're the sticky bandits, man. He's got those gloves on him that are just unbelievable.
Alone, man. Love it.
Come on now. But I got Matthew Golden at 23 total snaps, 20 pass, 3 run blocking, 81.6 offensive grade, 79.1 passing grade. Early, obviously, prelim numbers, but dude he was catching everything. And that's something that our wide receiver room was deep. Then we got hurt. Then we weren't deep. Then we got deep again. Then Kraft got hurt. Then the wide receiver room got deep again. Now we're getting less deep. Savion's out. What happens when Savion and Williams can play more snaps? And it's just and Bo we're leaning on a lot. I think you kind of saw it near at the end there when everybody was out. Bo was still getting some more reps over Golden. Then Golden went in on the last play. So I think Golden's in on pass plays for sure. But besides that, I'm not sure kind of what's holding them back. So I'll be excited to see if, whatever happens with Christian, with us being down a receiver or two, is Matthew Golden going to get 40, 60 snaps a game, or is he going to still be kind of flutter and run halfway?
Yeah. Tim, we got breaking news here, sir, if you can hit me with it. I think we've got breaking news in the chat from we go to our correspondent on the scene here, Mr. DJ Short. DJ Short says, released from hospital, traveling home by plane with the team. So that's great news, right? Sometimes you hear about these situations where they have to stay behind, spend the night in the hospital, and then fly back later. So I think that's great news there, the fact that he was released. Now, I'm sure we'll have update tomorrow, and you guys stay tuned into the channel tomorrow. We'll be going live anytime during the day that we get anything leaked out in terms of updates on these injuries. We'll make sure we smash that go live button for y'all. So make sure, like I said, you're subscribed and hit that bell icon so you're notified when we do that. I think it's great news, right? We agree there? Good.
It's certainly not bad news. I mean, hopefully that means I don't want to speculate. It means that he's flying back with the team. That's
exactly he's able to get on an airplane, Tim. That's a positive. All right. Yes, if there was other issues going on, he wouldn't be getting on a plane right now.
Yep.
There you go. You heard it from a fan right here. So thank you, DJ. Appreciate the update, buddy. Y'all are awesome in the chat. Eric Sutherland got to get a little pop out of me. He said, this day ended like the filling of a prostate exam with the doctor with the sausage fingers. Emilio?
I don't know. I'm not a doctor.
I would rather
Eric had a couple lines earlier that I wanted to get back at him with, but we'll leave those for the chat. Rough day, Eric. You're spot on, bud.
Dr. Oh, man. It's Dr. Sausage Fingers. And by the way, that doctor for Dallas is back out there looking like that dude that was escorting.
The guy that was wasn't he the one that was there when in Dallas when Jack Ruby was shot?
That's right.
Yeah, he was the
same dude. Damn guy's a time traveler. It's unbelievable. Eric, thank you for keeping things lighthearted in here, man. We appreciate the Dr. Sausage Fingers. Now, see, this is what we need, Bates, if you're watching this back later. I know you're probably lurking. We need you to create a fake YouTube account named Dr. Sausage Fingers. We need that. I need somebody in the chat to create a YouTube account so when you comment, it's Dr. Sausage Fingers. And we need a good little profile pic to go with it. Keep it clean, but not 100% clean. You know, we
toe the line a little bit.
We're going to need a Dr. Sausage Fingers in the chat.
How about these hands?
There's the Bears fans hoping for injuries. That a boy.
Yeah. I love it. I love it when they do that because they just expose themselves. there's nothing to me. There's nothing worse than having a Packer fan do that. It's like, man, that's so embarrassing as a fan base, So I kind of enjoy it when rival fan bases do it. It just brings the turds right to the top of the punch bowl. So all right, let's wrap up with next week and what we got going on. What is on the line for the Packers? Here's the good news, guys. You got two teams that are going to beat each other up. You've got the LA Rams traveling to the Seattle Seahawks. All right. So obviously the LA Rams are the 1 seed. The Seahawks are the 5 seed. So let's say that the Seahawks upset the Rams somehow, right? Obviously they're going to jump to the number 1 seed after that game, right? So let's say that happens. Okay. And then you got the Eagles at the Commanders. Let's say the Eagles win that game. Okay, I think it's pretty safe to say they should have the edge on the Washington Commanders with the way the Eagles played today. Actually, let me hit the super chat real quick. Tron with the super chat. Thank you, buddy. Says, love y'all. Glad to have all of you. Hey, we appreciate you. Thank you, Tron.
Absolutely.
Thank you for the super chat, too. So, Packers at the Bears. Y'all want to save it for the end? Or should we? Yeah, let's save it for the end. Let's do that, all right? So, let's say the Jets somehow beat the Saints, all right? Buffalo at Cleveland. Nobody really cares, but let's say Buffalo gets that win. Kansas City Chiefs, by the way, guys. Patrick Mahomes torn ACL, done for the year. That's wild to think about, man.
And they're out of the playoffs.
Yeah, just a weird day for sure. So let's say that the Chiefs still get the win. They're on the road in Tennessee. It don't really matter, right? Chargers at the Cowboys. So let's say the Cowboys win that ball game over the Chargers. I don't know if they will or not. It don't really matter in terms of playoffs for us. We're going to focus on the NFC right here. Then you got the Vikings at the Giants. It's tied up 7-7 right now, and the Cowboys just about got in the end zone. They're looking at a 1st and goal at the end of the first quarter there. So let's say that the Vikings do get that win next week. Let's hop back to week 15 and say that the Cowboys got the win. I think we already clicked that, right? Okay. So Buccaneers at the Panthers. Bucks get the win. Let's say the Bengals beat the Dolphins. Let's say that the Broncos beat the Jaguars. That wouldn't be a surprise. You got the Falcons at the Cardinals. Does that really matter? What do you think?
Nope.
Not really, right? I mean, the Falcons
unless they get a chance against Tampa Bay. Besides that,
yeah, Falcons and the Cardinals. The Cardinals are currently at 3-11. So let's say the Falcons win. Worst case scenario for us. Not that they're going to be able to climb in the playoff hunt too much. Texans win. Look at this. We got Aaron Rodgers going into Detroit to try to beat the Lions. That's going to be a fun one to root for, right?
I put it on the Steelers. I think Rodgers wants that playoff seat. Come on now.
There you go. We're going to go kind of worst case scenario right now. So let's say the Lions win that ball game. All right. Let's say the Patriots going to take care of business against Baltimore. And let's say San Francisco wins. So worst case scenario for the Packers in this situation, right? You're going into Chicago. If you lose that game, the Packers are still the 7 seed. Is there anything I'm missing here, boys? Anything at all? Nope. Worst case scenario next week.
We're exactly where we are this week.
Yep. Again, but I feel like that's your second loss. Remember I said you could lose 2 games down the stretch. Mm-hmm. You've already lost 1 to Denver. That's the second one. Now you might be able to get in with the 11 wins. We'll see. But I'm kind of banking on, all right, we can only lose 2 games, right? So with that being said, if the Packers win that ball game next week, you go from the 7 seed to the 2 seed, and all is right in the world again.
Yep.
And this Chicago game on Saturday night, my man,
it's
going to matter. This is what we look for every year. When you're in the offseason, you can't wait for NFL football to get here. This is what you're talking about. On the road in Chicago, everybody going to be counting you out with all the injuries. No Micah Parsons. If there's no Christian Watson, if you're missing all these players, we are going to be the underdogs. No doubt about it. They will be the favorites. And Matt LaFleur got 6 days now to scheme something up to go in there and try to take care of business. What do y'all think about that scenario right there? The Packers going
everything. That's everything. Win this ball game in Chicago. It's going to be freezing. Yep. Freezing freaking cold. Saturday night game, correct? This is the night. So prime time under the lights, Bears Packers.
Prime rate will be through the roof, Tim. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, you already know. This is hey, if you love football, this is what you live for right here.
Who wants it?
Packers Bears when it matters the most. And throw the injuries out of the window. I mean, Chicago's dealing with some injuries too. Obviously not decimated to the level that we are. When you count the sheer amount of star power that we have lost in the last few weeks. But hey, you just got to win a ball game. Okay, go down there and win 14-13, whatever. Do what you have to do. Get out of there with a dub. And like you said, Clay, all's right in the world, and we're back where we want to be in the driver's seat. Hopefully going in as a 2 seed. But you got to only worry about what's in front of you, and what's in front of you right now is the Chicago Bears, and that's it. That's all we need to think about.
Chi-Town B says it's not going to be freezing. It's going to be 40 degrees. I'm showing it's 26 for a low that night, bub. Check your local forecast, my man.
It'll be all right. It'll be all right.
Unbelievable.
Different times of day when the sun's out and the moon's out there, Chi-Town best, but that's all right.
Yeah, it's all good. He probably goes to one of those stellar Chicago public schools, right?
We'll work on it.
Tim took a shot. Hey, I went to public school. I turned out okay.
You didn't go to school in Chicago, though.
That's a good point. You know what, though, Tim? Probably a little worse where I'm from. You know what I'm saying, man? It was we had good people, but let's just leave it at that. So
I'm with you, Donovan Schilling. I see you.
Yeah, see that. Now I got to go back and read that for sure. So, yeah, I see it now. All right. So, with that being said, best case scenario after next week, worst case scenario, but we win the game, you're the 2 seed. That's not getting help for some of these other teams. Right? Let's see if anything changes, right? If let's say the Packers lose to the Bears and we're the 7 seed. And let's say the Rams beat the Seahawks. Let's see what changes here. Does anything change other than those 2 flipping? That's it, right? So that doesn't really matter. Are there any other NFC games here that I'm overlooking that might knock us out of the playoff hunt? I'm just trying to – yeah, there's nothing, right? Nothing. So, yeah, worst case scenario, we leave next week as the 7 seed.
Worst case scenario, yeah, we're right where we are right now.
Yeah. So we're kind of playing with the house's money next week, even with all these injuries, So –
and again, even if something does happen, say we do lose to the Bears next week, how hard is it to beat a team? I mean, it's you go in there saying, all right, you're not going to beat a team 3 times in a row. If you want to beat them twice, when do you take that loss, in the playoffs or in the regular season? Right. So that's, I mean, you just got to get a ticket to the dance. That's it.
2-0 for this says, I love when Ryan rants about Chicago education.
That is great.
Always a hit for sure. So, all right. So that's just a quick little gander. Actually, you know what? We got
what you're going to say is everybody watching right now, the 2,000 that are in here, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. Appreciate everybody in here. Even the other teams fans, I don't mind you hitting sub and hanging around. We'll have you in here. You guys can come watch Chalk Talk, whatever you want to do. But go ahead and hit that like and sub, man. Appreciate everybody pushing us over that 7,000.
And I haven't been able to look at like all the comments, but if there's any Bronco fans in here tonight, I want to be very, very clear with what I got to say here. You guys deserve to win that ball game tonight. You were the better team. You guys have got a hell of a club. And I'm telling you, your team feels a lot to me like those 2010 Packers did. I'm just saying on the outside looking in. So congratulations on the win. Well-deserved win. It sucks that there's always that in the back of everybody's mind about what the injuries hadn't happened. If, it doesn't matter. You guys took care of business. And you got to tip your cap to you guys. And I think they do have a great fan base. I really do. All the fans that I know in the Denver Bronco fan base have been cool. You guys probably have blocked 75 and I haven't seen it tonight. But anyway, 2-0 for this says A-Fan probably mistakenly bought a DeAndre Swift jersey thinking it was Taylor. Unbelievable stuff I put up with on this show, man. So I want to do this. We got a couple minutes here. Let's fast forward. Let's say that all plays out worst case scenario and the Packers do lose to the Bears next week, right? Week 17, if we fast forward ahead, we got the Ravens in week 17, and then in week 18, we've got the Vikings. The Vikings are playing better football now. Just seen a laser from J.J. McCarthy. All of a sudden, 9's back. I don't know. But the point is we control our own destiny, guys, right? We control – I don't want to know, Emilio. Tim, we control our own destiny. Week 17, we got Baltimore at home. You win that ball game, and then you win on the road in Minnesota, and you make the playoffs, man. No doubt about it. That's without any help whatsoever down the stretch, right? You control your own destiny there. So, pretty cool.
Yep. It's a good spot to be in, right? Just one week at a time. Get some dubs, man. Go into the playoffs on a high note. There's no reason we can't make a run with the talent that we still have left at our disposal right now. Yeah, we took some major hits today, but it ain't over till it's over.
Yeah. Greg Rice in the chat says mock draft pick only offensive line. We doing a mock draft tonight, guys? We got time?
No, hang it up. End the stream before that, Clay. I don't want to get yelled at.
Yeah. it is funny how there's a portion of the fan base that they're somewhat joking, but I know if we did a mock draft right now, a large portion of people would hang around and watch us do a mock draft.
Oh yeah.
There's a portion of the fan base that would also unfollow the channel if we did that. So we'll keep it clean here. But all right. Anything else y'all want to hit on before we wrap up, boys? You get the final word, not the final word, but I want to hear y'all's final thoughts before we wrap up. Emilio looks exhausted over there.
I would move on from this game. Tough with the injuries, tough loss, AFC opponent. We need to win against the Bears and the Vikings. We're in the playoffs. We're cruising. I'll take our 2 losses against the Broncos and Ravens if we need to. And if we lose this game and we go out and beat the Bears next week, I'll be the happiest person ever. You're struggling with the injuries, but you're going to have to move on from them at this point. We can't go back in time. We can't take it back. It's not like we can fix it.
Yeah. Tim, anything else, Bo?
Prayers up for our boys, man.
Mm-hmm.
We forget that they're human beings sometimes. We talk about them like they're little cartoons on a Madden game or something. They're not. These are real people dealing with real livelihoods. So hopefully Mike is all right. Hopefully Scoot's all right. Everybody else. And, get in the cold plunge, get in the training room and get your work in and get ready for Chicago. All we got to do is focus on what's right in front of us. We'll be all right.
Yeah, absolutely, man. It's going to be fun to see how everything plays out. And now we get to learn a little bit more about this team and get to learn a little bit more about the backups and how they're going to rise to the occasion. And they're playing for their careers. They're playing for each other. I love that Gary kind of already took that leadership role. And, hey, he's let's go out there and do it for Micah. Top thing, right?
I would like to highlight the stupidest thing I saw in the comments all night. Dynasty sports picks. Don't take any sports picks advice from them. Parsons wasn't doing much this year anyways.
Right.
He
must have not gotten the updated roster on Madden, Tim. That's why he's all upset. He's still using the Dallas roster.
Goes on to say kind of overrated, honestly.
Oh, word?
Holy cow.
Oh,
you are incorrect, sir or ma'am.
Or whatever. Anything else, boys? Anything at all, man?
Get us out of here, Clay.
Hey, Coach, it's cracked, man. That's all.
Get us out of here.
Yeah, there you go. I guess we.
Everybody watching the 2000U on Twitter, go to YouTube and sub. Appreciate y'all.
Yeah, we greatly appreciate that, man. Just hop over to YouTube. You're already on my feed here on Twitter. Just click on the profile, click on the YouTube link, hit sub, and if you're a Packer fan, just jump in the comments, say "Go Pack, go." That's all we need. But I really do appreciate everybody, man. The fact that we got 2,200 people watching live after a tough loss, all these injuries. And I want to thank the chat for you guys keeping me upbeat tonight. Eric Sutherland, everybody cutting up, having a good time as best we can. And I think Tim put a perfect bow on it. Thoughts and prayers up to everybody that did come out of there with injuries. It was a hard-fought game. I don't feel like anything was necessarily dirty either. It was just one of those things, 2 teams throwing everything on the line tonight. And, boy, I thought they put on a hell of a show. So I think we all – both the Packers and the Broncos did the NFL justice today. People were coming away from that game going, that was a fun one to watch. So that's it, guys. We're out of here. We'll be back tomorrow for PTA Live, most likely at 6 p.m. Central. If news breaks on any of the injuries and we get details throughout the day, I'll go live randomly, give you guys a short, quick stream. That way you stay up to date on all the information, give you our take, and so on and so forth. So, again, man, really, really appreciate everybody. Packer Doug, thanks, guys, and thanks for keeping the chat going during the game. You're very welcome, Doug. I'm glad that y'all enjoy that, man. He's talking about us getting the stream ready for the post-game show so everybody can kind of hang out and talk in there. And I appreciate y'all keeping it clean in there too, man, and taking care of one another. That's really what we're doing, is building a community here. And I think there's a lot of YouTubers that don't understand that. I think they just look at it like, how do I get my clicks? How do I be clickbaity? How do I, make my money? And I think that the cool thing about this channel is it's kind of driven by the fans. It's driven by the chat, as long as people are respectful. And it's a cool little community, man. I want to give a shout out to Jerry. Jerry, that's in the chat all the time. She's in our Patreon group. I won't get into details, but she just, she's an awesome person. And it's just so cool to meet people online like this. I guess it's okay. She's probably going to get mad at me, but she just offered like, hey, I'd like to send you and Mandy a little gift for Christmas. And I told her, please don't do that. That's not necessary. But it's just so cool, man. It's not like we're a bunch of weirdo people on Twitter like, what's the guy, Dynasty Sports Picks, who they never mention their name. You don't know who the hell they are, right? It's just people
kind of don't know what we're talking about, and that we're actually clueless.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
It does make sense, man.
You know, because probably the issue is probably because we're not journalists is probably probably the biggest thing that's holding us back. So I think that may be something we need to look into. But besides that, I mean, I love being a fan of the Packers.
Yeah, if you guys didn't catch that, we always enjoy when people go out of their way to say, I'm not a Packer fan, I'm a journalist. Okay. Marty, let me tell you, you sold a lot of people on your work. Okay. That did it. That sent them over the top. They said, oh, this is what I've been looking for.
Right.
Someone who is a journalist and they're not actually a Packer fan. So
come on,
tippy cap to them. They are very, very important with their little Prius things. So Rob will appreciate that one. So anyway, everybody have a wonderful evening. Not Rob Demoski either. People go, he's talking about Rob. No, I'm talking about a different Rob, and that was in a positive manner. But Rob, I actually like Rob. I like Rob Demoski. I like following him. He's straight to the point. He'll give you his honest opinion, I believe. That's hard to find these days. What are you laughing about, Emilio? What you got? That's not sarcasm. I'm being serious, man. I show Rob tweets on here.
No. I know. I'm 100%.
What's your problem, Emilio?
I was laughing at Too Old for this. He said, can't spell Dynasty Sports Picks without suck. And it just broke me up. It was something so simple, but it just got me.
So profound, right?
Yeah.
So profound. Bates in the chat says, thank you guys. Sorry, not as active in the chat. Got caught up on the phone with Mama Dukes.
Smart man. We should be second fiddle, Bates. You got to make sure.
Matter of fact, it's cold outside right now, and I might be sleeping in the front yard. You know what I mean?
Clay, you better go stoke that fire, man. I bet you that baby's getting a little low.
Bro, I got a load of hickory in. Man, that stuff burning hot down there today. Hickory and red oak. Lincoln looked at me like, bro, you gonna turn the AC on? What are you doing down here? It was warm. So. And by the way, Lincoln's chair is sitting empty over here. It's kind of sad, man. You know, kind of sad without my boy over here.
Look, there's Link. Oh no, that's Jacob. I'm sorry, I got that mixed up.
Well, you don't believe me? Here you go, man. Poor Link. He's downstairs. He's cut out. Look at the scratch marks on the door from that big basket.
So let me out of here, bro.
Mandy said, "Can we clean that?" No, or not clean it. She said, "Can we paint that?" I went, "Why? He's going to do it again."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was actually the claw marks for me trying to get away from the TV watching these injuries happen.
Yeah, that's it.
Anyway, look at those hats over there too, Tim. Notice the Kentucky hats covered up. God love them. It is what it is. So, all right. Appreciate everybody. We will see you tomorrow, 6 p.m. Central for PTA Live. Everybody have a wonderful evening. Smash that like button for us. Hit subscribe. Click the bell icon, all that good stuff. Tim, Emilio, appreciate y'all. Packers drop a tough one here. Where's the score? Christ, I can't find it. The hell with it. Ain't that what Bob Uecker said on Major League? So what was the score? 34-26. Felt worse than that with all these injuries. So,
sure did. That's the real
We'll see y'all tomorrow. We will be back. Right?
Absolutely.
Somebody will say that was a bad sign, won't they? That I put my arm in the air like that. That'll be unbelievable.
That's all right. Shake it off.
It'll have to be all right. So, by the way, did I tell you? Never mind. We're out here. See you.
Here we go. Bye, guys.